Summer hovers in yesternight's footsteps. Autumn clouds extinguish all stars. Shoes long abandoned by the side of the road pour into the Milky Way, dancing. People assume that enlightenment means that there is a someone not affected by the passion play, but it simply does not feel like there are separate things or separate someones within it or without it, as there is no outside or inside. There is no one in peace or bliss or love, yet it feels like the play is a love song, singing itself, dancing itself, without time or timelessness, an obvious, baseless shimmering of echoes, of reflections, of nothing at all. This passion play continues, and our silhouettes seem to form and are painted in love, by this longing to share, this utter mind-blowing love that is this seamlessness and yet cannot be shared, as there is no outside of it and no it to grasp or share, and no one with whom this can be shared. This is the broken-hearted beauty of our humanness, this call and answer love song without a singer, this dream without a dreamer, this love without lovers. Shimmering reflections of echoes sing our names and the names of all things that have no solidity or liquidity or any actual existence or non-existence at all. Transparent, weightless ideas woven of thought dissolve into waves of forever blue and deep, dark seas roiling and evaporating into not even nothing, where oceans dive into sky and horizons crash. We are dreams of dreams. We are feathered rainbows dissolving into wing tips of space, softly falling, petaled grace. Stories of valor and defeat, stories of time and space and love. We are wondrous stories of knowing and unknowing, neither more majestic or weak or true or false. Golden leaves and faded petals tumble, breathing autumn into the garden. Low sigh of rain just ending. Lace of words etch an arc in sky. Paint colors in your eyes. Rainbows drift into an indelible softness, erasing itself before the world appears. Life is love, is magic, appearing and dissolving without time or dimension. Sunset hovers on the banks of no tomorrow, breathes golden and red and deep oranges, burns the shadows of morning, consumes the descending light, intoxicated with its own unutterable perfection through our eyes. How can you capture this obvious magic when all is magic, including the looking for it, the feeling that you have it, and the feeling that you do not? Can more ideas dissolve the fabric of ideas? Can more beliefs clear the pool of beliefs? Plunge your hand into the water and try to push away the ripples. Peer into the whirling and try to not see your beautiful, shimmering reflection. Can more words dissipate the belief in words? How can you hold the dream when you are dreamt? How can you get more sky when all is sky? Where will you find more love when all is love? Where would emptiness hide when all is empty? Thought builds and rips apart moons and mountains, paints this day in colors in these golden sunflowers blooming, and the stark absence of summer's hues as autumn flows into the garden. What spills roiling seas into sky, burns the horizon, decimates these glowing desert sands and the distant thunder of storms brewing. Fire on the mountain, this ache in your heart, riotous laughter, love and love lost, and this longing for it all. Who would escape this agonizing despair and grief? Who would find the silence in the deepest of sleeps? Who could capture the utter darkness of this cloudy night, the burning brilliance in the nighttime dream, and the hush in between the hush? What tears the fabric of thought, destroys time and space in any notion of emptiness and void, and the belief in long roads with glittering treasures at the end, or any place or space or time, anyone to begin a journey and anyone to arrive? How can love be when it is not? What plunges your heart into the bottomless depths of unknowing until your heart, your life, is no longer yours? No owner of love or life can be found, nor anyone looking. Nothing separate exists, nor any one big, all-encompassing thing. There are no things nor non-things, not even love. Yet all is, indeed, love. You know that. This is a cut of the deepest intimacy. Lightning strikes itself. And the billowing crashes and recedes, without movement or stillness, without sound or silence, echoes, breathe. I am often asked why I write these songs. It does not feel like I am doing anything, more like a magic feathered pen soaring through sky, written with air in air, winged wonder of a script written with invisible ink, or perhaps tears. The most delicate of winds caresses and forms the outline of my beauty, as your breath informs my mouth, my lips, my tongue, and this song. Whirlpools of thought hover and swirl and descend into the dreamscape they have painted, circling random words that seem to punctuate and emphasize this love that rushes and roars and softly cascades through itself, cleaving a canyon of spaciousness with towering cliffs where echoes wander and waters meander and flow into the blazing desert just beyond our sight. There is a magical unknowing of love and life and nothing in between. Endless sky falls into and through the imaginary dancers, lost in a ballet of light and shadow. Consumed by their reflections, they lose all sense of sides. Last kiss of day burns my shadow. Ashes whisk away and are lost in the dark winds of utter aloneness, crying out, there is no answer nor solace in the dream of tomorrow. Sourceless echoes of echoes bounce across the canyon walls. No one is lost in this fairy tale of madness that no one can find. You cannot step away or toward yourself in this dance without dancers. This love without lovers or love is a dance without other or love's absence. Light poured in and swept all the light and dark away, swept thee away, away. And you begin to wonder if you were ever here, as leaves float lazily into their reflection on the pond, and petals hover in their own embrace in this magical flowering of ideas, separating clouds from sky and deep, deep greens from shades of tomorrow. How wide a rainbow, how wet a mirage. A magical illusion, a trick of thought, paints light and dark and endless blues of sky, colors, bleeding into the forever never sky of dreams, where transparent watercolors paint blood and thorns and roses and love sliding off the page that has no edge, nor any substance at all, no background or foreground, nor space in between. How thick is thought, how deep a dream. We are this nothing love song. Tears sigh, shadows weep their absence of light into the deafening night, where memory of sky has ceased spinning tales of another day. another love. We are imaginary love songs, unheard, unseen, unsung, unknown, a wild, magnificent radiance roaring without sound or light. Love is knowing there is no separation, yet without the illusion of separateness, there is no love. A river needs its banks to flow. The moon needs the river to see its own light, to kiss its own reflection, and drown in its own beauty. Patternless patterns paint echoes streaming across an imaginary horizon, beckoning you to dance into infinity and soar with your own reflection. I seems like a storybook where the pictures have melted the pages and the words have no more significance than long autumn winds crashing through the canyon, hovering in deep, dark hollows where the sun never kissed my beautiful tears. I was the longing to fly, to let love burn my wings into light. Soaring winged beauty of unknowing sang a fatal love song that broke the sound barrier of time, peeled the skin off of silence, and revealed the utter starkness of a never-arising next, burning the bare bones of hope and draining the long, thin stream of an imaginary journey where I was trying to swim through the smoke rings of fear. Current of love pulled me into her ever-spinning whirlpool of tears, plunged me through my own reflection as all and everything shattered into shards of endless transparency, spinning a dream of clouds, dissolving all dimensions of infinity, collapsing solidity and liquidity, all ideas of emptiness and the singularity that I called love. Where is that shooting star you finally saw late last night? Where are all the wishes you made in a lifetime of dreams? Everywhere and nowhere, farther away than infinity, closer than these very words, drowning in the marrow of love. I am not everyone or everything or no one or no thing. Only in your eyes do I seem to appear, and I love you for that. Only in this slow waltz of sunset, our hearts on fire. It is these tears, this delicate wetness that pours through the dream, anointing all and everything with the sensuous colors of sunset, the always-on knowing that we are this broken-hearted beauty, that we are all dying, as life slips into itself without a before or after, that love slides into her own shadow and burns all light and dark and all shades of emotion in between. She sings silence, yet sings for not even a brief moment. Lightning strikes itself, and not even an echo is left hanging in the luxurious folds of the canyon winds. Love is the wings of your heart beating. Wings of sound and silence pour through their own absence. Through spaceless space, day and night breathe. We are echoes of echoes and cannot hear ourselves. There is no one listening. Love hovers in between the sound of your lover's heart and yours, and they are not separate nor joined, but simply the same heart, the same love. Love rests on the flight of the seabird dissolving into sky, measureless, ungraspable, untraceable, winged beauty. How beautiful this unknowing, this untraceable, ungraspable beauty, this love that breaks our hearts wide open, and we never want to mend them. Is this love? Is this bliss? Is this madness? Is it anything or nothing at all? Breath of infinity is sealed with a kiss of never forever dancing in a fluid, perpetual, motionless motion. Winged beauty dappled in atemporal flight. Empty clarity of unknowing pours through a net of tears, rainbows blooming. Time slides off her mirror and drowns in a sea of reflections where she never left or began to drift through continents of joy and sorrow. Islands of loneliness erupt and melt back into the bottomless depths of never forever aloneness. Shadow bird soars across the crumbling. Waves of hope and fear kiss the shores of infinity. Softly bleeding into the ache of sunset and the arc of sky descending. These poems are transparent heart songs drifting, like currents of empty space folding illusions of sky and clouds and dreams of time and space into a story of illusions, elegantly spun of amorphous transparency, dreams of words floating, without end or beginning or any time at all. I am echoes listening and reflections watching and the ripples flowing, endless reverberations of echoes dissolving in a stream of endless sky, diving into its reflection in this sea of dreams, kissing the breath, the air that breathes deeply this song of a knowing that was never sung or heard or dissolved in vast, immeasurable, spaceless space. I am the loving of you, and there is no purpose nor non-purpose, nor meaning nor non-meaning to love, which is all and everything and nothing at all. We seem to arise within each other's heart songs as we simultaneously disappear. As love, as life, as beauty has no actuality, never crystallizing into some thing, neither fluid nor solid, simply a wondrous, unknowable, sensuous dream of falling in love with love. And I cannot find what this feels like, nor can I find a looker, nor eyes that weep. What is this delicate wetness? What is this dark night? What is this aloneness that reaches out to touch? What is this beautiful ache, knowing we never can?